Give me 5 minutes and I will tell you exactly what I learned over the span of 20 years that took me from being a obsessed, weight-driven, scale-obsessed, body-obsessed, worried, fear-foodie girl that just could not get herself together with food, fitness, and body. And I will tell you what I learned in that time and how God could truly transform your health so it can be so much more spiritual than physical. Consumed by the world's way of fitness and all its ideas, its overwhelming information, I did not know what to do other than get obsessive. I spent 20 years trying to figure out fat loss. My flesh continuously failed me. I tried every diet. I gained and lost over 200 pounds. After 5 babies, I was completely stuck. Culture tells us to hustle harder, but God tells us to walk in discipline and rest in Him. As a believer, spending the majority of my life reading every other book except the Bible to try and figure out how God wanted me to walk out living in this earthly body in a world that seems absolutely obsessed with how they look. Romans 8 verse 6 says, "For the mind of the flesh is death, but the mind of the Spirit is life and peace, because the mind of the flesh is hostile towards God. For it is not subject to the law of God, neither indeed it can it be. And those who are in the flesh cannot please God." My flesh wanted to find satisfaction in feeling good and looking good in my body. Satisfaction, approval from the world. What I didn't know was that if I could just let God have a piece of this journey, that He could completely transform my fitness into something that honored and blessed Him instead of something that comes from my own selfish ambition. Paul really got it right when he talks about the flesh. We are going to struggle in this world with our fleshy desires. Our flesh wants comfort. Our flesh wants pleasure. But God calls us to obedience. And how are we to walk that out in a world that takes obedience, takes discipline, and turns it into something else? Turns it into self-glorification. We don't want anything to do with that if we are choosing to follow God in this fitness and health things, which is really the key to success here. You're going to have to let go of your desired outcome in order for this to work. Yeah, I mean your goals. I mean all the things that you have dreamed of, what you would feel like, what you would look like, what you would accomplish if you could just be in a different body. You're going to have to give those up over and over and over again. Because if you want God to be the king of your fitness and health journey, you're going to have to give Him the result. This is probably the hardest part. It's an ongoing process of surrendering this journey to Him. Because if you want something more than you want His approval and His spiritual guidance, then you will always get stuck in the fleshy desires of feeling your best here on earth, of feeling so good in your body that you don't even need God. That is what the health and wellness industry teaches us today, is that you are in control of all of your health. And if you can just do all these things perfectly, you will have it figured out. Another mindset shift I needed to completely change the way that I thought about food and body was focusing on fueling the body God gave me instead of restricting it. My body had gone through so much, even just my mental health after years of dealing with the toxic thoughts that had come from diet culture, that I knew I needed to do it differently this time, that I needed to look at food as the good gift that God had given me and lean into that in every opportunity that I had as I was fueling my body. We have no choice but to think about food. It's a 3, 4, 5 time a day process here. And so if we start living in that restriction, in that mindset where we should always be consuming less and shrinking, we will be stuck there. God gave us fuel. He even shows us the good fuel that He gave us. It's even written in His word. What are the foods that He gave us? It's so simple, yet we've made it so complicated. And in that, we can take what He's given us and we can use that to our advantage and think about how nourishing His good fuel could be to our bodies. Tracking food is not the enemy. It's how you feel about tracking food that can truly destroy your life. I used to be a calorie counter to every single nitbit thing that you could possibly imagine. Every single morsel I put in my mouth, I put in my tracker. Do I still count macros? Yes. After years and years of not tracking macros, I also have found it to be a wonderful tool of awareness. But we give it way too much power in this day and age. Macros is simply a tool. It's not God. It's not even accurate. You're likely 20 to 30% off when you're even doing your macros. The beautiful thing about it is it brings awareness to what you're doing with food, and that's all it should be used for, a temporary tool to give you insight onto how you are eating, and then asking God to lead you in the direction of change. The other thing I learned was my fitness wasn't even about me. I needed to have a service mindset. We are living here with a kingdom mindset on this earth, which means I need to take my fitness goals, give them to God so that I can actually use those goals to serve others. What do I mean by that? If running and jumping and working out is going to give me the energy that I need to serve the people that He puts in my life, that is where I want to be. When you have a kingdom mindset about fitness, you are not consumed with your results. You are thinking constantly about how God can use the body He's given you, this tool that He's given you, to bless His kingdom, to share His gospel, to live out His truth. And the beautiful thing is when we realize that our physical wellness and the things that we're doing in our body, when we experience moments of gluttony or when we are lazy and we are not addressing these things in our life, then God doesn't come in and just take them from us because we're not even asking. But when we do ask Him to help us with these areas of our life, and He shows us what to do next and how to put discipline into its appropriate place, we're able to serve with energy, which is really the most beautiful part of having a fit body, is to be able to serve His kingdom. You got to stop consuming all this fitness content on Instagram. You've got to stop consuming it. It is taking you from a place where you are trying to think about your body in the way that God is giving you, in the way that it says in the Bible, and you are taking it and bringing it right back to what we want to get away from, which is the obsession with changing our body. Create goals that are going to be so much deeper than just body. Surround yourself with the people who are going to push you in that direction, and shut your eyes to the things that you do not need to be seeing. Protecting your mind is an important piece to healing your relationship with food and body that I think some of us are forgetting. If you've been around here long enough, you know that I am a personal trainer and a mother of 5. I run an app called the Body with Brie app, but it is so much more than body. In my app, I'll be running a 6-week challenge called Set Apart and Summer Ready. In this challenge, we will be covering a number of different topics on what I've been reading about in some of my favorite books. If you guys didn't see that video about my favorite books, go ahead and click here, check that out. I'll be going through week to week some of the different philosophies on food and biblical thoughts on food. We're going to connect, we're going to pray, we're going to have weekly Zoom calls. I'll be providing your workouts for you, a macro consultation, and a follow-up, as well as weekly goals and mindset tools that are going to help you transform in a way that is going to push you to those godly, holy goals, the ones that are built on solid ground. If this video was helpful, make sure you come on over and visit me on Instagram. Pop a comment in below. Let me know what you guys want to see next on my channel. I hope and pray that you guys have a wonderful week. Love you. God bless. And I'll see you next time. Bye.